guys, this is What If Naruto was in Young Justice Part 2. Now, this is one of my Young Justice What Ifs, one of my many that I really love and I really am going to enjoy. I might end it at Season 2 or at the end of Season 1, but it'll probably go on till like near the end of Season 2. But overall, let's just dive right into this fanfiction and let's get ready. As we start our episode off with episode 4, Drop Zone. Now, Drop Zone, the episode 4, would have started off, well, similar to the same. And I also said last time, or I guess I forgot, I am going to be introducing Naruto characters as well in this universe. As in multiversal versions of Naruto characters with pretty much metahuman abilities simulating ninjutsu abilities and also skills. So people like Sasuke might exist in this universe as a doppelganger with some sort of metahuman ability mimicking their ninjutsu abilities in the original anime. But overall, that's not going to be until like later on in the show or later on in this fanfiction. As Naruto wakes up, as we get switched away from the first couple episodes of the first couple minutes of episode 4. Episode 4, the first couple minutes would have gone exactly the same. Nothing really changed too much. Bane still fighting against this pretty much drugged up bad guy with some sort of venom juice, a lot more stronger and more complex than the original venom that Bane uses in his body. Now we'll get hit with the intro after that as we get switched to, Naruto, like I said earlier. As Naruto would have woke up from a long nap, as the team would have been waking up to, do a stealth mission. As we'll get switched to, the team in the bioship. Meaning that in this episode, it wouldn't be a flashback. We would just see the team get pretty much put together and told that they're going to do a stealth mission. They're trying to figure out what's going on with the lights and also with the venom and also Katniss and everything that's going on. Now, what would happen is, Naruto would have been in his, original Naruto suit from the first couple episodes, the first season of Naruto, as they would have gone on their, mission. As they would have been, given more tech type stealth, pretty much tech and pretty much stealth tech in their suits. As Lagan or pretty much Aqualad would have cut through the rope as he would have disabled these trackers as he would have stopped them from noticing their arrival onto the island to keep their presence, just under wraps. Now what would happen is Bioship would have flown over on the island as they would have landed nearby, as they would have jumped off the Bioship by cord. Now the team would have got into their stealth outfits as Naruto would have kind of said he didn't want to, but as Megan said, you're wearing a bright orange outfit. I'm pretty sure they're gonna notice you. As Naruto said, fine, as he pretty much presses his shirt, as his shirt pretty much transforms into a gray and black version of his original suit. As it's basically the same suit he has in the original, but all the orange in his suit is replaced with a gray, and all the blue in his suit is replaced with a black, and all the other parts of his outfit are still black, like other colors, other than the orange. Now what would happen is they would have all jumped out of Bioship, but Connor crater jumping down, pretty much making a huge seismic event. As Naruto and also Robin would have actually got angry at him. Naruto, understanding the whole, stealth thing, as in ninjas are supposed to be stealthy. They aren't supposed to make big noises or cause too much, let's just say, focus onto them. So when they go on with their mission, them going through the island or through the forest, trying to get where they are supposed to be, going up the mountains and things like that, as Naruto would have been ahead of the team, about like a foot race with Robin, as they would have both been near pretty much the same amount of agility, but Naruto being a little bit more skilled in agility and speed and reflexes, as he would eventually be not as, skilled as Batman, but skilled enough to keep up with Robin and maybe even surpass his, skill at this point in time. As, Wally would have looked around with his thermal vision on his goggles, as he would have seen a group of people diverging on each other, then about to collide, or about to pretty much, clash, as they would have both seeing that they both were armed and they were about to go down, like things were about to go down. As Wally would have stepped in, saying, "I'll handle this," or see it closely. As he runs off, as he's running and running and running, he trips over some mud and falls on his butt, falling right between the gunfire. As the gunfire is pointed towards the team. As Naruto jumps through the forest, basically as the team has a fight against these gunmen, as Naruto eventually fights against these gunmen, easily kicking them down to the ground and knocking them out with punches upside the forehead, even throwing them around, and also pretty much dominating the fight with Shao Clone Jutsu, making dozens of his clones pretty much overpower Bane. As Bane would have been thrown down to the ground, as Bane would have started to get beaten down badly, straight up jumped by Naruto's Shadow Clones. As Bane would have gotten pissed off, him grabbing one of the Shadow Clones and snapping their neck, as Naruto from afar in a nearby tree would have seen this happen. As he would have gone back into the shadows, as he would have jumped down into the mud, as he would have started to fight more goons and punch them upside the forehead, beating them again and again and again. As eventually Naruto would have eventually tied all them up alongside the other team also tying them up, as the whole group would have been taken down. As they would have started to question them, as Bane would have been still talking, as they would have questioned Bane, as Bane would eventually give them pretty much, directions, as they would have taken Bane with them. Now, Naruto would have been walking behind the group, as he would have been focusing more on the book, as today he found out he read a part of his life, his journey, in that other universe, or in his universe if he would have stayed on his pretty much place. As Naruto still attains the same abilities that he had in the first couple episodes before he was disappeared into this other universe, as Naruto would have had the same Rasengan ability, him being able to channel ki into his hand. Now what would happen is pretty much Naruto would have remembered a slight trick or power from the book, but he would have quickly gotten it out of his head, trying to keep it under wraps, as he didn't want to bring out that ninjutsu, as he didn't know how it worked, and also he didn't want to use it in, a stupid way, or end up killing somebody from using inexperienced, untrained, or untested pretty much ninjutsu or power that you just figured out how to use. Now what happened is Naruto would have walked through the tunnels, them getting to the warehouse, as what would happen is, the same thing would have happened, but Naruto would have gone with, Wally and Robin to check out the pretty much area or the computers, as he would have found out that they were mixing some sort of other chemical to the venom pretty much toxin or serum to make it more of a super soldier type drug. As what would happen is, we will see that Sportsmaster would have shown up, Megan, to watching this from afar using her shading or her cloaking abilities, and also telepathically communicating with the rest of the team. As she would have telepathically communicated with Naruto as well, but her feeling something different in Naruto's brain, something different, a second soul, a second person or being in his body. But she would have quickly dismissed this thought, as it would have broken out a fight, as Bane would have made a ruckus, as the fight would have broken out, and they would start to have to fight against Sportsmaster and the other top villains in this area. As Sportsmaster would have stopped pretty much Megan, throwing the spear towards her, blowing her down to the ground, as we would see that Naruto would have came out of the shadows, kicking down goons left and right, and even running towards Sportsmaster, finding Sportsmaster. Sportsmaster said, "You're skilled, but inexperienced," as he would have punched Naruto dead in his throat, as Naruto would have fell onto the ground. As Naruto would have gotten up as quick as possible, him channeling a piece of ki or channeling some energy in his hand that Sportsmaster is unfamiliar with, as it would have been a Rasengan, or I don't remember how to pronounce it. I think I'm pronouncing it right, Rasengan, as he would have thrown it right in Sportsmaster's chest. Sportsmaster being pushed down to the ground, being knocked out cold. As what would happen is the fight would have gone on, as it would have been more gunfire, and they eventually would have tried to, retreat. As they would have gone through the tunnel, them eventually coming across Bane. Now what would happen is, Naruto would have straight up just Shao Kahn jitsu somebody behind Bane, knocking him cold in the front of the neck, or in the back of the neck, basically having one of Naruto's clones from earlier in the pretty much jungle just standard there, as he would have came out of the shadows, basically knocking Bane upside his forehead, knocking him out cold. As the team would have gotten out of the tunnels pretty quickly, as Bane's whole juiced up serum form wouldn't really matter, because he would have gotten bodied pretty quickly, as Naruto would have put a Rasengan right on the back of his neck, his Shao Kahn version of him at least. Now what would happen is, well, a team would have made a mission, or pretty much a plan, to stop the whole trade of goods between pretty much, well, the bad guys. Now what would happen is, well, Connor, Megan, Aqualad, Wally, Robin, and, well, Naruto, obviously, would have started to run around, basically taking down the team, or these villains, as eventually Sportsmaster would have been back up, shooting Connor with a laser blaster, keeping him at bay, as eventually Megan would have gone into the ship, her trying to get the upper hand on Sportsmaster, but Sportsmaster grabbing her at the last second, pretty much saying you're unskilled girl, as he would have thrown or chucked pretty much Megan to the ground after he would have overpowered Connor, shooting him regardlessly, like literally discriminate, like I don't even know. He was unclipping a whole barrel of energy, or pretty much laser blast, towards Connor's face, as Connor would have been overpowered, as we get switched away from that, as we would see, well, Robin would have been fighting the Cobra leader, as he would have fought him the same way, him being kind of overpowered, but also unskilled or unmatched with this level of skill and fighting abilities this other person has. But what happened is, well, when Naruto would have jumped in, them getting into a double tag type team, as he would have straight up fought against this Cobra leader, like Bucky and Captain America fought against Iron Man and Captain America and Winter Soldier. As they would have started to fight, basically kicking each other, or kicking the Cobra leader in the knees, punching him left and right, and basically literally just jumping him to put it simple. As eventually Cobra Master would have gotten enough of it, as he would have grabbed Naruto's wrist and snapped it, as he would have chucked Naruto into a couple crates, knocking him out, as he would have straight up throat socked Robin to the ground, Robin not being able to breathe, as the Cobra leader would have fled off, as we would see that he would have escaped, or tried to. As the same fight would have played out, the same Megan setting up the bomb in Sportsmaster's helicopter, stopping him from transporting the goods, but Sportsmaster still getting away with a vial of the serum, being able to keep his mission somewhat of a success. Now, pretty much the team would have tried to get back together, cornering the Cobra leader, as the Cobra leader would have gone into the shadows, being able to escape pretty much the team. As what would happen is the team would have been very much, angry and also pissed off that they, didn't really complete their mission well, or the same way Batman wanted them to complete their mission. But later that, day or the next day, they get to, pretty much Happy Harbor or Mount Justice, as we see that they are kind of scolded by Batman, but Batman still congratulating them on somewhat of a successful mission. Now what would happen doing this? Pretty much Naruto and the rest of the team would have been really, surprised by this. But other than that, we could switch to the end of this episode, and we could switch to, well, the end of this episode, the end of this part. Now, originally, or majority of the time, I do like 2 episodes, but episode 5 and 6 are going to be our next episodes I'm going to be doing. It's just that this episode was pretty long, and it was enough narrating time, like 14 minutes of recording, so yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, hope you guys like and subscribe, and as always, guys, have a blessed day. Deuces.